Okay, I wanted to very briefly um, talk about the study guide for this exam. There is one mistake that I'm seeing here just as I'm going through this file. I'll correct it. But obviously our exam, shouldn't say obviously, but our exam will be on February the 27th. That would be in 1 week from now. The reason for the difference in the dates is section 4, section 3 had their exam before I had to leave out of town, so we're about a week behind. Not a big deal, but the material is largely the same. I'm sorry, we're section 3. It's section 2 that took their exam last week. Sorry about that. The material is exactly the same though, and that would mean that we're covering chapters 1, the 2021 combination, and chapter 3. Now, the breakdown for those 3 chapters are such that about 40% of the questions are going to come from chapter 3, maybe even closer to 50%. Then about 40% of the questions are going to come from chapter 2021, and 10% or less from chapter 1. So arrange your studying time around that kind of emphasis. Now, there are 2 parts to this exam. There's a multiple choice part, and there is a short answer part. For the multiple choice part, what I would encourage you to do is I would encourage you to look at the answer key to the first homework assignment, the answer key to the problems that we did in class, and I made one additional document with 10 additional multiple choice questions. From those 3 documents that are listed in Laulima, I will take a total of 10 questions, and I will exactly copy those questions. And there'll be a total of 35 multiple choice questions, 10 again of which will be copied, and 3 short answer questions. Now, the 3 short answer questions, there will not be a short answer question about chapter 1. So the 3 questions will be split across the 2021 and chapter 3 chapters. I looked at the exam. Basically, after the exam was written, I then looked through the exam and I came up with the list of the major themes that were covered in all of the questions. Now, the questions will be out of order. So you are allowed on this exam a half piece of paper. You will want to think about that piece of paper as you organize it, that the questions will be out of order. So you'll want to make the half piece of paper such that you can quickly find things across the chapters. You will have to do some calculation. And if we think about what the important things were to calculate, you'll want to be comfortable with how to calculate equilibrium price and equilibrium quantity. You will also want to be comfortable with how to calculate comparative advantage. The third short answer, usually when I'm talking about things you'd have to solve, I'm talking about short answer. The third short answer question is one where you have to write some things out. For the multiple choice, as I say here, you will have 4 choices. Usually you should be able to cross out 2 and then be stuck with one or the other. You'll want to bring a pencil because this will be a Scantron form. Okay. In terms of other material for this exam, I would focus first and foremost on studying supply and demand. And then I would turn to international trade. If you don't have enough time to get through the material for chapter 1, reviewing that, don't worry as much about that. So I would actually go in reverse order of what we looked at in terms of studying for this exam. Okay, I hope this very short little video kind of gives you a bit of an overview of what to expect. You will be asked to draw some graphs on the exam, and there will be graphs that you have to read on the exam. The format of the exam itself will look exactly like the way that the problems that we did in class in terms of the format, text and how that document appears. It'll appear exactly as we did the problems in class and the homework assignment. Okay, I hope that helps.